Baby. Yeah, baby. All right, we're live. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back, Warriors. You know what it is, man. Exercise 4 to 8, week 94. Week 94, we getting there slowly up to that 100. Shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do for that 100 though. How you doing? Aline, Spandy, Russ, Zach. How you doing? Venom's Basement. Testicle, what? Hello? I haven't seen you, Venom. If anybody new, make sure you say hi in the comments, man. Julia, Russ, Astrid, Reese, Sasha, how you doing, everyone? Hustle, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Sebastian, how you doing? How you doing? Good to be back, man. Always these Tuesdays, man. Always fun to be back. All right, let's get started. We got your shading here. First up, we got Oscar. Hello, Angel. Last week's critique was about identifying more weights, lights, working on eyes, further developing hair. I worked on all of that. So what can I improve on these? So this was last week. Yeah, I remember these. These were pretty good. It was a bit unclear and kind of like the hair and shit. So this is this week. All right. All right. These eyes are a little busted. We're gonna talk about that. Question: how could I improve the hair on this one? Well, this is pretty cool. We're gonna talk about the hair in here. Yeah. And then this one. In this one, I made the irises bigger for her to look more relaxed. I think she looks different. Is that okay? Yeah, I think it's okay to make people's irises slightly bigger if they're too open. I always talk about this. If the irises are too big, they always look scared and shit. So that's pretty good. All right, and you did this. Don't do this fucking reference though. That's a trashy ass reference. I don't. I'm pretty sure I don't have that. So please use only the references in the course. This is a trashy reference. The drawing is not good. This one kind of okay. All right. So I feel like your sketches could use still more work. Let me see from last week. I think they're slowly getting better though. I feel like you're slowly getting better with it, but it still feels a little rough, around the edges and stuff and shit. But your shading is really good. So your shading is kind of like looking more soft and stuff. Let me see. You have this shading and you have that one. Yeah, this one's a little weaker. This one in here, you kind of, it's a little messy, especially what happened around this eyebrow, bro. This looks like a goddamn vagina. What happened over here? All right, all right. So yeah, overall, I think you just need more experience, kind of like with sketching a little bit, and just kind of like sketching. So I think kind of like a couple more weeks of this is gonna get you kind of good. So let's start out with a little bit of overpainting on this one so we can kind of talk about some of the areas. First of all, them nostrils and the nose. So you push them too kind of like inwards and you kind of made this triangular sort of a nose. So you really made the nose look like a triangle. And what you need to do is really show that bow. But, I understand because that's a pretty hard nose. Kelsey, how you doing? Kelsey and Mina, hello. So this nose is pretty hard. So what you kind of got wrong is that there's not really any bow and it's not really going outside. So it needs to be like this. Russ says, Angel, is it okay if I choose my own reference in colors? Because the ones you have not best for newbies in colors. I don't know. I think maybe try out the ones that I have. And then maybe we can kind of see how that goes. And if you're not good, like if they're not good, then maybe we can kind of experiment with some other ones. But yeah, don't try to look for, because you don't know what to look for. So just use the ones that I provided. So Oscar, look at this angle right here. Look at this angle right here, and then look at the one you have, right? So look at this green line, and then look at the red line. Look at how this one is kind of going to the side, and this is a lot more vertical. So using angles like this is the easiest kind of way to recognize your problems with features, and especially with like this nose right here. That's how like it took me a pretty long time to nail these nose. So if you've seen this painting of mine, it kind of has this pretty hard ass nose, and it took me some time to really get it right because the angles were just so specific, right? But angles is just everything, and you can kind of solve all of those in the sketch. That's why I'm saying I think most of the problems that you have right now, most of the issues that you have is really in the sketches. So that's what I want you to kind of improve on the sketches, is a little bit more the angles. So this is the nose from before and after. So see what I did is I kind of added that edge. I made the nostrils slightly bigger and I made them kind of face up a little bit more, and you can really see the bow of the nose rather than this little triangle like that. Then let's fix this whole area right here because it's the vagina area. It's not cool. So one thing you have to understand is just keep it fucking simple as shit, right? So what you have is you have the upper eyelid and then you have the eyebrow area, right? You don't have all these like vaginal lips and shit that you drew. Like, it's just very fucking simple. So I'd probably draw this upper eyelid kind of lighter, and then I'd make a gradient for this kind of like let me just kind of merge my layers, and then I'd make a gradient right here for the eyebrow thing. So look at it before and then after. What the fuck was that shit? So before, after, super fucking simple, right? So the secret to females is just simplifying your shapes, right? Simplifying shapes. Look at your eyebrow. Like, it's just, what the fuck is that shape? It looks like a macaroni. Like, it's just going around like a goddamn gummy worm. Just keep it more simple, a little bit more straight. Not as much kind of curving around. Like, you have too many S curves and like this shit right here. Just keep it more straight. Like, look at my drawings, right? Look at my drawings. Look at how kind of straight I keep the eyebrows. Like, they're slightly curved, but that shape right here, that's why it looks so good, because it's just simple and it's very like bam bam. Now look at yours, how it was, right? The goddamn gummy worm, and it's just going around and it's super fucking fat. So be very, very careful with that. And again, that's an issue from the sketch. Look at them big ass eyebrows. Like, don't nobody eyebrows look like this, bro? That looks like a goddamn Grim Reaper's fucking thing. I always make that joke, but everything you guys show just kind of looks like the Grim Reaper's weapon. All right, I'm sorry for being too nasty. You're actually pretty good. You know, you're pretty good. You just you gotta fix those subtle design issues. And I feel like when I'm, you know, like making fun of the subtle design issues, you guys kind of notice them more. So I don't know. Also, why would you add a light into the shadow? Like, it's either like, because there's a little ridge right here, that's because the hair of the hair of the eyebrow caught a little bit of light. But again, if you draw that, that's gonna look goofy as fuck. So you don't draw shit like this, you know, you don't draw little details. Like, you just keep it very, very simple, right? So I'll just draw this as a full shadow, and I'll draw this as light, and I'll just have a hard edge. And again, look at the goddamn eyebrow, look at the vaginal area right here with that shit that you had before. Just very, very simple. And then also look at the nose. Another thing would be right here, you kind of have that edge looking way too sharp. So there's supposed to be a hard edge there, but you just kind of like overdid it. Also, too much detail on the bottom part of the eye. Too fucking complex. Like, just very, very simple, man. Look at all this fucking detail that you had underneath here. Like, all this detail just makes her ugly. Okay, repeat after me. Details make women ugly. I'm pretty sure that's not politically correct or something. That's just gonna be on like YouTube or something, like, details don't make women pretty. What does that even mean? I got details, I'm a woman. I don't know. All right, I apologize for that. All right, so you need a harder soft kind of like core shadow and just like clearer shapes in here. So all of your shapes were just kind of messy, and then this cheekbone needs to go kind of higher, and then this needs to be lower. And then again, the whole eyebrow is too fat. Like, it's not even thick. Like, you just made it fat. There's no tapering there. So this needs to taper, needs to be smaller. Also, too much details in the goddamn iris. You know, again, just keep it fucking simple. I don't know how many times to explain that. Keep it very simple, and then just have like just a little, very little light there. Very, very little, right? So look at it before and then after, like especially this eye right here. So look at what I did is just kind of soften it and removed all the goddamn detail. Also, you have a problem with eyelashes. All of your eyelashes seem very thick, and they seem very kind of like beginnerish. Like in here, they're too kind of thick. So I'd probably take a little bit away from them, and they're probably not round enough. Like they're a little bit too kind of like flat. So I think they need to be like slimmer and they need to be more round. So right now, you need to develop a little bit more variation in your lines or something. Like your lines look a little, yeah, a little bit the same. Like look at that line around the whole face. Like it's just the same line, right? So what you need to do is you need to kind of get it slimmer. So you need to keep using that big brush. You just need to introduce some line variation. So through build up and using the eraser, you can kind of like introduce some, you know, line variation in your lines, kind of like some tapering. Like look at that lip. Like the middle of the lip is just the same kind of line, right? So I'm just gonna make it taper around the end, and I'm just gonna introduce a little bit darkness in the middle, and then the corners are going to be deeper. So look at that sketch from before and after. First of all, look at the eyelashes, kind of how opening them up is going to make a huge difference. And then look at the lines. Look at how, this is what I call sculpting the lines, right? So your lines just look the same. They're kind of like these thick ass same looking lines. So what I'm using, you know, I don't have the separate layer, so I would be using the eraser. Right now I'm using the brush, so I'm kind of like sculpting them out and creating different type of lines. Also look at right here, look at the middle of the lips, look at before and then after. You see that difference? I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it. So before, after, you see that? You get that dark ass fucking line and it just looks too dark and it just doesn't seem good. Also the eyebrows, you need a little bit of work. It needs to be tapering. You need to be a little bit more confident there. Because they're a little too messy, so something like that. So this is the sketch before and after, right? Very subtle stuff, but all these things are gonna play a part in the final. But this painting is pretty good, you know? It's just the sketch that was a little trash. All right, Sylvia, how you doing? Pukna, Hope, Jamie, how you doing, guys? Good to see you. Nicholas. Mina says, are you using a round brush instead of the brick brush? I think the round brush is easier to control instead of the brick brush. I like how she has that exclamation mark. Yes, I'm using the hard round. I haven't really used the brick in a while, but I think the brick is better for beginners because it has those like harder edges that people need. But I think you can also experiment with a round brush. So if you won't, and I mean, that's only for advanced people though. If you're like lesson 8 and 9, but for me especially, I think you can experiment with a hard round, so don't feel bad if you're using that. So this is the sketch before and after. I think those are the subtle things I wanted to show you. Kind of like removing some weight from the eyelashes, adding some variation in your lines, being more confident of your you know, your eyebrows. You asked me about the hair, but I think you got made bigger problems than the hair. But let's actually finish this little overpaint and then we can kind of get to the next one. So in here, let me just kind of see some other things. I think right here, you know, this like below the neck, it kind of needs to be darker. I think the whole hair, there's like too many details. Again, I'll just kind of simplify it and just kind of make it darker. And yeah, I think the biggest areas, oh my God, that vagina eye, bro. So yeah, the biggest problems you have is with simplifying shit and eyebrows and eyes, you know. So I want you, I don't know if you're gonna study mine or somebody else, I want you to study those eyes and kind of like, look at that. I literally have all the fucking answers in my paintings. I literally just release a new fucking answer every week on Patreon, on Instagram. So just look at through my paintings. I already have all the things that I talk about in there. You just need to like look at that shit. Look at how simple that whole eyebrow ridge is, right? The same way that I'm showing you in here. All right, so this is, and then maybe I'll add a little bit of a highlight, but I'll keep it on top. One tip I can always, like, I can give you is to almost always put the highlight on top. Adding the highlight on the bottom is gonna look very goofy, but I would have to see if put it on the light on the left, or the right or the left. So usually I'll do the highlights on a separate layer and I'll play around and I'll move them and I'll see which one looks better. But I think both putting them on the top left. So when you get to women, there's a lot less kind of like copying the reference and a lot more just kind of like experimenting with what looks good. So look at that cheekbone right here. This was a major thing too. Look at how yours was just kind of slurping, like somebody hit her in the fucking jaw, right? Well, I guess that's the cheekbone, not really the jaw. But that vagina eye, definitely huge problem. So I'm gonna save this one for the Discord so you can check it out. Stepan says, hey squad, sorry I'm late, worked on, gave me longer, but I can watch via the phone. How you doing, Stepan? Good to see you, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. Shit. All right, so that was this one. Now the other one I already talked about the sketch. So let's do a little overpaint for the hair. I feel like the face is pretty good. It's still a little unconfident, but you're gonna get that, you know, through kind of like some work. I think the biggest thing in here, let me get the brick. The biggest problem in here is the highlights are too kind of long. So the biggest thing you have to understand about female hair, especially if it's dark, is that the highlights are going to be very short. What I mean by short highlights is that there's going to be a lot less midtones. It's pretty much just like a dark value and then it's like a highlight, right? So all I'm doing right now is I'm just getting a darker value and I'm removing all of your midtones to kind of remove the gray looking hair, you know? And then I might grab, yeah, I think that's made the only thing is just kind of removing, you know, that kind of like, and then maybe it's like some smaller hairs in here for the forehead because I think it just looks a little soft. So a little bit more smaller hairs in the forehead. And then also for this type of hair, I'd actually grab, this is only for advanced people though, I'd grab like a lighter value and then I'd make some smaller little hairs, you know, but very, very confident though. Look at how I'm really like working with the brush, kind of like pushing and pulling some like this shit, you know. I'm not being like, oh, I guess this turns out good. Now fuck that shit. You just pull very, very confidently, right? That's why I said it's not really for intermediates and beginners. Like you gotta be like females in order to understand that shit. So in here you're kind of missing some of those smaller hairs to really make it kind of look like hair. So smaller highlights and then some smaller hairs to make it look more hairy, and then the smaller ones on the forehead. So this is before and this is after. So I'm gonna save that one too. Let me see something else I can kind of change. Yeah, I think working on the shape of her face. Something that I've seen in my work too is people just make that face way too fucking round and she ends up looking like a potato. So instead you need a little bit more kind of like straighter lines and kind of like to really chop up like the cheeks so she can kind of get more of that, you know, straighter looking face in here. So if the face that you're painting, bro, this is the most not politically correct fucking live streams I've ever done. So in order for you to kind of like, you know, get away from the round effect, you need to introduce some straighter lines like right here, pretty much like plastic surgery. So yeah, it's definitely not politically correct, but hey, do you wanna have good paintings or not? I mean, I'm sorry. So you gotta be a plastic surgeon a little bit. Reese says, Angel, can you pose that Asian hair OP? I can't really see the the little strokes on the stream. Yeah, I can even zoom in. I'm gonna post it on the Discord. But oh shit, I don't have the previous. Let me go back. I'm gonna zoom in. That's a good point though. If anybody doesn't see anything or wants to see it again, make sure you say it in the chat so I can show it again. So look at this. This was before and this is after, right? So first I need to darken it and actually have those darker shapes there and remove those midtones, and then have those smaller kind of like these blue ones, kind of like little hairs and stuff. So this is it for this one. This one is kind of trash, bro. She looks all right, let me show you how she look, right? I'm sorry for doing this. I mean, I'm not really sorry, but it's just all right, whatever. So she looks a little this is what she looked like to me, okay? I'm sorry, but it's just facts, you know. That's just straight up facts. So work more on those sketches. In this one I made the irises be, oh yeah, I answered that question. It's not really the irises, bro. Like your whole eyes are like too close together. There's very subtle things with females where like a couple of millimeters can make a huge fucking difference. Like look at the eyes. This is before and this is after, right? See, kind of like separating the eyes just a tiny bit can make her so much more beautiful. So be very, very careful with that shit. This one again, trash. This one kind of cool. I think you can kind of experiment, but all of your sketches look kind of rushed. So what I want you to do is I want you to take more time on these sketches, try tapering your lines, and it just overall really focus on spending more time in one painting, right? Like you're on that stage now that you have good shading, you have pretty good lines. It's all about you just kind of producing really good work. So I want you to spend more time on each really painting, and then I'm gonna see you next week. So do more. But good job though. That was a pretty in-depth shit. All right, next up we have Reese, man, my boy Reese. Oh shit, this is kind of trash though. I ain't gonna lie. Hey Angel, I have trouble again with letting go and just painting. 2 weeks ago, I had issues with pushing deep shadows on females without it looking dirty. After last week's stream, H told me I was going too dark too slowly. It was really frustrating, especially considering I don't have this issue with males. I got so frustrated that I said fuck it and I just painted what I saw. Suddenly, I did the shadows in half the layers and it didn't look dirty. Now I'm trying to figure out how to start my paintings already in the fuck it mindset. Alright, let me just see your work. So this was last week, which already I was actually looking really good. This is this week. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. A little kind of like, you know, exaggerated sort of features. Oh, this one is gorgeous though. Damn, this one is crazy good. Alright, Reese fucking slating again. Let me read the whole thing. Also, I have newfound appreciation for the course and the structure it provides. It helps me stay on topic. Hell yeah, you're gonna have that. Hell yeah, you have fucking appreciation because it's fucking dope. What do you mean? And progress faster than I could on my own. Yeah, of course, that's the whole point. I mean, thank you. I guess thank you. For example, I did the study at the right yesterday, and it was a hair study, turned out figure study, turned clothing fold study, turned oh gosh, somebody please help me. I look forward to returning to structured portrait studies after the stream. Trust the process. Yes, as I said, didn't I say this is trash? This is trash. So don't do random shit like this, okay? This is the whole point of the course, for people to stop doing random fucking shit and feeling frustrated and being like, oh, I don't know what to paint. Well, I'm telling you what to paint so you can become good. Fuck the anime random shit. It's like, oh, I think it would be really dope to paint this character from an anime. No, it won't. No, it won't. You know, it'd be really dope to fucking be good. Anyway, big thanks to Ace and Sasha for answering my gazillion questions. Shout out to these guys, bro. They's the OG. Oscar says, damn, a lot to work on. Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Oscar. Keep working. All right. Let's see what Reese is about. This one fucking gorgeous from last week. Yeah, let's talk about this one a little bit. So with this one, first thing I'm seeing is this very kind of like exaggerated ass mouth. Like, what the fuck is this? Like arrow right here, like why she have an arrow on her goddamn lips, you know? So be very careful with like you kind of starting to clean them up so much that they start looking like logos a little bit. Who it was in the course that ended up doing logos. So that whole mouth got these very super sharp edges. So in you trying to like wait, why is it working? Okay, in you trying to like have these super clear shapes and stuff, you ended up like overworking it, like in terms of like hard edges and stuff, and it ends up looking a little weird. You know, it's the same with the eyebrow. I think that's what I loved about this one right here, is it didn't really, I had a little bit of that, but look at the nose. Look at how many more kind of soft edges it has. It has a better balance. So this one right here, it just has those like really sharp stuff. Not that it's bad, I'm just saying, you know, it can be kind of like slightly better and stuff. And then I also don't really like this rounding of the chin, so I would just kind of like keep this a little bit more straight. Let me see what else. You did kind of make her a little bold, so maybe I would introduce like some bigger hair, like some sort of like smaller hair in here, and then maybe like some kind of like otherwise. So what I do is I'd actually get a layer which is behind the painting, and I would just kind of like do these longer brush strokes, and then use the eraser to sort of scope them out. So I'm using a combination between the lasso, the eraser, and the brush to really create these sort of, you know, flowing kind of shapes to create like that hair looking effect sort of. I think this might be too much or too little. I'd have to spend some time. This is one of the hardest things, is having just a little bit of hair and making it look very natural. But I think you definitely need some because she looks a little bold, so that's important. Astrid says, Pukna, our resident graphic designer. Oh yeah, it was Pukna that was doing the logos a little bit. Yeah, so if you look at that kind of eye, it kind of has that logo looking effect because it just has like super outlines, super hard edges everywhere. So I might just kind of like, you know, introduce some softer shapes and stuff, but it's very hard. Like it's the same how you know how you cannot build up smaller lines. It's similar when you kind of have super hard edges everywhere. Like it's very hard to turn something sort of painterly. So I think I would just shoot a little bit more for some softer, so a better balance between softer and harder reefs. I think that's what you need to find out, because if you look at anybody who's like really really good at females, me, but you know, other people too, they all have this kind of like, let me show you, they have this very good balance between hard and softer edges, you know, especially if you look at these kind of like Chinese masters and stuff. Like look at this guy Ramon, right? Look at that fucking eye, gorgeous and shit. So if you kind of like over render something and you kind of put too much hard edges, it ends up looking too kind of fake. So look at what I just did with that eye. Like literally added 5-6 brush strokes and kind of soften it, and it just looks better. So less details, like I guess not really less details, but like just less harder edges. But this is very very close to being like really really perfect and shit. But you know, it's simple things. Like for example, also the nose, it has these kind of like weird shapes and stuff. It's always funny how people, like, no matter how good they go, they always have these weird shapes and stuff where it's like, you know, like fucking Medusa and shit. So I wouldn't really add this kind of like thing. I would just kind of simplify it, not really add this ridge. So the thing about female noses is that you have to rely very heavily on just the nostrils, right? So the more details in female noses that you have that are kind of like in the bow or something, the more goofy they're gonna look. So most of the kind of structure of the female nose needs to be in the nostrils. That's why it's such a hard nose to draw, because you need to understand all the planes perfectly in order to not even draw them. You know, that's why, you know, study the fundamentals until you understand them, and then you can really forget about them. But you can't forget about them unless you understand them. That's why you can't paint females unless you can paint really good males. So look at this nose, kind of like, what I did is I just kind of soften it. So look at this, I just kind of soften it. Let me even zoom in more. So look at yours and then look at after, right? Look at how softer it is and how much more clear it is, right? All that it has is these nostrils and this plane going around it. That's pretty much it. Yours has this fucking highlight, it has this goofy ass going around and shit, so that makes it really weird. So don't have that. So the same, so the mouth was too sharp, it had that V. The nose was like too, again, too many details, and the eyes were like too sharp. And then there was no hair. So I'm gonna save this one so you can check it out on Discord. But keep going though, you know, I'm just trying to show it and stuff. And then this one right here, this one pretty good. I like the simplicity of this one. So this one feels a lot better. I think the nose in here might be a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be. I appreciate how you didn't just fucking do the bump like this. Where the fuck is that shit, bro? Oh my god, I swear people be drawing this shit on Instagram. What the fuck? Alright. So I think the nose could be slightly smaller, like just a touch. Like look at that shit. Look at that shit. So before, after, before, after. You see that shit? So when you get to like lesson 8, I think it'd be very beneficial to play around with some liquify and kind of like try to find those kind of like very subtle differences in terms of like, you know, it looking better. Not, again, not politically correct, but just a better painting though. Also, I like how there's a little bit of darkness here. Let me see if that can look kind of good, because I don't know if that's gonna, oftentimes with females, it's, again, it's all about it looking good. You know, I don't care like planes or nothing like that. It's, I paint stuff that looks good, right? So if it looks good, I'm gonna leave it. If it doesn't look good, I'm not gonna do it. It's not about it being accurate. It's not about it being anatomically correct. I mean, if it looks wrong, of course you need to change it, but a part of looking good is that it needs to look correct. So I think oftentimes I wouldn't really paint this kind of like darker, you know, darker sort of a, what is it called, like a edge because of the cheek. But I think in this case I might just add a little bit, because without it, she or maybe it looks good without it. Yeah, I think it looks good without it. You know what? Fuck all of my philosophy shit. That was the whole point, is what looks better. It looks better without the fucking you know, darkness, so I'm not gonna paint it with the darkness. But that hair looks really good though. I love the hair. I like how you push those darkness. I like how you push the sort of the contrast. You know, a lot of people would have drawn it gray like this and it looks fucking horrible. What you can do though is you can kind of like introduce some darker shadows in this hair to make it look even sexier. And I would really push kind of like the angles of this shit. So look at what I'm doing now is I'm making my brush very kind of small and I'm repeating like the same kind of line and I'm building up these very small and kind of like dark shadows. So look at the before and after, right? And that just kind of makes it even more look like hair. So I think that would be the only thing. But other than that, gorgeous fucking portrait. But I think Reese might be ready to maybe try out some fruits or something because his rendering is fucking great. So I think email me so I can send you some fruits and you can start. So keep on doing the portraits, keep doing females, maybe do another male or yeah, but keep doing females, but email me so I can send you some color because you're doing amazing. But good job though. I guess congratulations on moving to exercise 9. But keep doing the 8th one though. All right. Bukna says, "Oh no, so I'm an illustrator now." Hello, how you doing, JC? How you doing? All right. So that was Reese. Next up, we got JC, man. Hi, Angel. Last time you told me to simplify the eyes and in general some small stuff with the lines. I did one portrait and some energy line sketches. I think I need to find some other brush for this. Hope you like it. Well, what brush are you using? All right. So this is number 1. All right, this is not that bad. I like this one. This is. Do you have last week though? Why do you not have last week? Please send me last week. All right. All right. Yeah, the sketches are trash. This is really, really bad. So the sketches are pure. I don't want to say pure trash. I don't want to make you feel bad or nothing, but the lines are really weird. So you got those very thin looking lines, but then you got them fat ass. Soft looking lines. It's just very inconsistent, right? Let me try to pull out Reese's lines a little bit, see if these are like better and stuff. Yeah, this was pretty good. It does have that same looking effect. Like you guys, like really, I don't know. Like y'all need some 11 hours of tutorials on just lines. Maybe this one. So if you look at this one, it just has more consistency, right? Like the lines just look more kind of similar to each other. And your lines kind of, JC, is looking a little bit inconsistent. So I'd really recommend you, are you using the ink brush? I think you are. Don't change your brush. Keep using the same brush, but keep doing some sketches though. And just check out the work of, oh, look at this one. Before, now. Oh my God, so much better. So I was gonna say this is before and this is now, and I was gonna say like you fucking ruined it, but it's the opposite. So good job. This is amazing progress. So see, before it had this plastic ass looking effect, like it looks like it came straight out of fucking Orange County or something, and now it just looks a lot more natural. Couple of issues though, like right here, this jaw is supposed to be a lot more to the left. I don't understand people with a fucking jaw though. So look at before, after. Let me show you. Let me show you. You guys have big problems with this shit. The jaw, the corner of the jaw is right here with the red dot. It's not right here with the blue, okay? It's not fucking like this. Who has that jaw, my guy? Who has this small ass fucking jaw? The jaw goes down here, right? It goes down here and then it makes a turn. So it's like this and how you had it before, which I don't really save. So it's the thing with the red, it's not the thing with the blue, you know? So bring it down. JC says, so this last one is quite okay. Oh, you mean this one? I wouldn't really say quite okay, but I say it's a lot better than before. Like, I think you still need some you know, some more practice and shit. But look at how inconsistent it was. It was just terrible, right? Now it has more consistency, but it still needs more of that. Like, look at the nose. Look at how the nose has this very small ass looking fucking line, and then all of a sudden it goes super fucking dark for it in here, right? So super dark and super bold, and then all of a sudden super thin and like super small, you know? So that whole inconsistency make your whole sketch look really like weird. If you again look at this one, it has variation, but it's just very small, right? and then you just have too much variation. Um, so I think that's the main thing. This one is pretty good too, but this one is bad. So this one is bad. The shading is kind of okay, but I think the main thing would be just to do a lot of sketches right now. So I think for next week, maybe do 4 more sketches and maybe shade one of them. I think that's the biggest thing you need to work on is just really the consistency in your lines. But this is good though, so this is definitely in the right, you know, sort of in the right, what is it called? In the right path. So yes. Okay, Sasha says rate wipe Tuesday. The boss has angro. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means, but thank you. If that was a compliment, I guess. Julia says, question. I have problems with finding the corner of the jaw too. It's because the shape is round and you gotta find the sharp corner kinda. Do you go for the middle to find the corner? All right, that's a good question. Well, you have to ask me specific questions in the reference for me to kind of like show you. But with this one, it was probably one of the hardest. So again, I don't know. I've just drawn it for so long that I kind of like know where it is. But it's gonna be this thing with a black. Like it just, I don't know. Like when you people draw it like this, it's just very obvious that that's not how small her jaw. Like look at how small this is. That's, I don't know. Like it just really looks fucking weird. I don't really have a, for now. I don't really have a technique. Like it's just about it feeling kind of natural for me. But I think if you give me some references, I can help you with locating the cheekbone. In here it's very kind of like obvious, you know, this thing right here. But just kind of try to think about it and look at it and try. You know what? Try to really push it with liquify and think about, does it look better if I bring it down, or does it look better if I bring it up? You know, always, especially with the cheekbone, sorry, not the cheekbone, the jaw. Always play around with the female jaw and just be like, do I need to push it more or do I need to push it down? Because a lot of people, you know, one type of people push it down. They make her fat as shit. So this shit right here, fucking awful. And then the other type of people bring it up, which she looks like, you know, she got that busted edge jaw. So it's about finding that balance. So using a lot of liquify to really find the balance. Astrid says, JC says, okay, thanks, bro. You're welcome. Astrid says, on female, the corner of the jaw doesn't have a hard edge a lot of the time. Yes, it doesn't. Like, if you make it super hard, it doesn't look good. So, again, it's a balance. That's why with females, it's a very tricky thing. But Astrid got them good females, though. All right, Mina. Hi, Angel. 3 female sketches and a male sketch and shading are attached. Please give me critique. Have a good day. Thank you. So this was last week. Yeah, could use a little bit of work. This is this week. All right. Those lines are not looking bad though. I like the lines. First of all, don't do the fucking shading, please. Don't do the shading of the line, like the eyes and shit. Okay, that you're not ready for that. Also, don't add individual little like eyebrows. Sorry, eyebrows. Don't add individual looking. I mean, I hope you don't add individual eyebrows. Don't add individual eyelashes, okay? That looks trash as fuck. So you're not, I mean, it looks good when you know how to do it, but you're not ready for that. This is a very, like, if you look at my work, it's only very recently that I started doing that, like this shit right here. And it still kind of makes me cringe a little bit, but I think it's kind of good. Before, I would not do that, you know? So be very, very careful with doing that. I actually don't do it at all. So I'd remove that and I'll just make it kind of thicker on the further side. Then also look at the angle of your like eye. Like look at this red line. Like, does that make sense? Like it's just too kind of extreme. Like look at the reference, right? It's a lot more of this kind of an angle and it's a lot more round, right? So what I'm gonna do with these eyes is remove this kind of hard edge, and then I'm gonna lower the left side and I'm gonna bring up the right side. So your eye was like this, right? Let me show you. So your eye was like this and it should have been more like that, right? So yours was going up like a fucking pyramid and then going down like it just looked like a mountain or something. And it's supposed to be more round and just more balanced. So look at the angle in here is like that, and then the angle in here is more horizontal, right? So that was a huge problem. I don't know if you have it in your other work. Let me actually, it's so hard to fix because it's such a kind of a deep issue. So I'd lower this side and then I'd kind of like bring this side up, right? Because if you kind of have it the other way, she just looks fucking sad and angry and depressed all at the same time because she has fucked up eyes. Bro, my my voice is getting fucked up from screaming at your bad drawings. I mean, they're gonna get better though, so keep going. All right. So don't do that fucking shadow. Also, don't do the shadow. Please don't do the shadow. You can make the eye a little darker, so you can find the, you know, the, like the, what is it called? The fucking whether they're actually lazy, but don't actually add the shadow. Let me fix this whole eye so I can show you. Also, this is supposed to be more straight and more going around like this. And then this is too straight. So look at how the whole eye ends up looking like a Dorito chips, right? Don't make it straight like this, like it's just too sharp, right? So there's needs to be more rounding at the end, just very, very slightly though. Also, the iris is too much dark on the side. And now she looks a little angry. I think it's because of the eyebrows. So don't lower the eyebrows that much too. Keep it more neutral, kind of. So this is, oops, oh my god, that other one. So this is before and then after, right? You see before, after. Look at that sharp ass corner over here. You know, don't do that sharp corner. The nose is kind of cool. I think the lips are kind of cool, although you can introduce a little bit of a roundness here. So look at the lips. Let me show you. So look at the lips before, after, right? That, but the eye is the biggest thing right now. So this sketch, I'm gonna save it as it is, so you can kind of like check it out on the Discord. Now this right here, this is a little busted everywhere. This one kind of a little bit better. Sketch and shading. Okay, this one is pretty cool. The one pretty cool. All right, so I like how you with males. I think you're doing pretty good because they have more like sharp edges, and I like, yeah, this is really good actually. This is a great male sketch. So it's really your females now that we gotta have to fix, especially the eyes, bro. Especially the goddamn eyes. So I want you for next week, maybe do the same, like do another male sketch and another shading, and then do 3 or 4 more female sketches. And I want you to really look at other people's drawings. Please look at other people's drawings and really try to learn from that. Like try to look at the finals and really study those eyes. Russ says Angel needs some Doritos chips to chill. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep if I fucking eat some Doritos though. All right, this one a little weird. I think the biggest thing is like the jaw right here needs to be kind of raised, and it's a little too sharp. And then the eyes are again like just kind of like too extreme, like they're like too lowered or something. So like they were facing down, and also this area right here is really bad. So this is supposed to be like going back in here, and this is supposed to be higher. So the cheekbone is supposed to be higher, and this needs to be in the back. So look at it before and then after. So you had all this space. Let me show you. All this space with the purple, and it just it looks very bad. So don't have that space. It's not something you can kind of apply to everything else, but it's in this reference is very important. Also the nose is kind of cool. Yeah, I think your noses are starting to look really good. It's really just the eyes and the kind of the shape of the face that really needs some work and stuff. But your lines are starting to look really good though, so I like your lines. But definitely please practice more eyes. So this is the biggest thing. 4 more sketches for next week, and then 1 male sketch plus 1 shading, and then work on the eyes. Please work on the eyes. Check out the overpaint that I created for you. Actually, I'm even gonna put this on the side like that, so you can check out the difference. So I'm gonna put it side to side, so please check out the Discord. I don't know how to repeat it. Mina. All right, but good job though. Good job. Keep going. Sebastian says I was actually pretty confident for today. I'm scared. All right, I'm too angry sometimes. That's what it is. All right, I'm gonna lower. I'm gonna be more chill. I have to breathe. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just too stressed out from working on the course, and then I take it out on you. That's really what it is. But you're doing good, though. You're doing good. All right, next up, Kelsey. Hi, Angel. Last week you said I needed to work on my eyes. Do they look any better? Thank you for your time. Well, you're welcome. for all the anger. Last week's sketches. Okay, this is this week. No, this is last week. Oh, but that one is looking really good though. That one is gorgeous. So this is sketch number 1. All right, all right. It's shit. This is good. That other one. All right. The eyes are a little. Okay. All right. So, ooh, this one is trash though. Bro, this one, let me show you. All right, let me show you how this one looks. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be chill about it. Okay, I'm gonna be chill. I'm just gonna show you very chill how it look. All right, she got that really weird disease, where she just looks like an alien. So that's how she looks to me. This one is kind of cool. I think the biggest problem in here is the iris, that it looks too much like an oval and it should be more round. But other than that, the nose and the lips, yeah, it's really the eyes, man. Like, it's really your eyes that are still kind of need to work on. But this is your best sketch. This one is the best one. This one needs work on the eyes. Other than that, pretty cool. I think your lines might be slightly thicker than they're supposed to be. So maybe sculpt your lines a little bit, because I think they're like too thick. So maybe just kind of like make them slimmer, just very, very slightly though. And then this one has problems again with the eyes. Like, you have problems with mainly the iris. Like, you make these very small irises and they end up making the whole eye seem very, very weird. So let me actually erase that so I can show you. Russ says, Angel, give us rough date when the course is gonna be. Bro, I can't. We're working on the website. So my best friend Ivan, he's hired some designers and he's working every day on the design of the website. So when the design of the website is ready, I'm gonna release like how many ever tutorials I have, and I'm just gonna keep on updating. So when you buy like that lifetime access to the course, you're just gonna have everything for the course. But I'm hoping that will be like next month or something. But right now we're working on the design. Without the design, I can't release the website. Otherwise, I'm on lesson 3. So right now I'm recording lesson 3. Aish is helping me out and stuff. Julia says, those liquefies are getting more cursed every live stream. Oh, yeah, I might be pushing them too much. All right, so this is what I wanted to show for who it was. Kelsey, yes. So Kelsey, biggest thing is those irises. Look at how much of a difference. All right, I'm gonna be chill about it. I can be chill. Shit, I can definitely be chill. And now I just start screaming. So this is before and this is after. You see how much of a difference that iris plays? So when you make these small as irises, especially when they're like super oval, like look at your iris. Like, it literally looks like an egg, right? It looks like my head is there. So don't draw that. Make it bigger, show more of the bottom side, and make it more round. You know, that's gonna give her that chill looking effect, which I don't have, you know. So I need my irises to be bigger so I can be more chill. That's what I need. So yes, those irises, huge fucking part. And then also these nose in here, pretty good, but I'd maybe, let me see. Maybe I'd push this a little bit to the right. So I'll grab this and push it slightly to the right. So this before and then after. So yours was like too wide. So the whole nose was like looking too wide. And I'm just gonna push it a little bit to the right. But definitely those eyes, huge thing. But other than that, your sketches are pretty good. So I'm gonna save this one for the Discord. Now this one, I don't know if I can fix this one because it's too weird. But let's work on this one because this has a lot of potential. First of all, this one, the eyes are too close to each other. So let me see. So I'm gonna bring them out further apart like that. And then I'm gonna rework again what? The irises. That's right. That's right, baby. The irises, man. Let me erase them first. Alright. So, bigger, more round. Right? Look at that shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Them big ass irises. Who wants big boobies when you got them big irises? For real, for real. Alright, I don't want next week everybody to have big irises though. That's only for Kelsey. You know, it's a very specific thing. So look at that iris before and then after. And of course, you know, the separating the eyes a little bit more. Also, your lines, again, your lines might be a little bit too soft and too thick. So grab the eraser, the sculpting eraser a little bit and sculpt them out so you can kind of like make them slightly more sharp. So this is before and this is after for the iris. But otherwise, really, really good sketch. So I want you, Kelsey, for next week to work on the irises mainly, do a couple more sketches, and I think you'd be ready to move on to exercise 8. Or maybe you might be ready to move on right now if you make those irises bigger. Now, you know what? Do a couple more sketches with bigger irises and then work on your lines. So make your lines a little bit more kind of sharp because they might be like too soft. Just very slightly though. Let me just make the irises bigger here because I can pose this. But really good progress though. I mean, I'm sorry for being too rude, man. Y'all guys are really good. I don't know why I'm too rude. Like, I just want you to be even better. That's really what it is. All right, bigger irises. Let me save this. Let me replace it. Julia says big irises are better than bigger boobies. Angel Ganev. Yes, yes, that's true. Kelsey says, got it. No more egg irises. Thanks, Angel. You're welcome, Kelsey. Looking forward to seeing more. Maybe do another shading of a male. Or actually, it was pretty good, yeah? Yeah, I think your shading is pretty good. Yeah, just do a couple more sketches of females, and I think you'd be ready to do some shading of females. All right, Julia. I'm not going to be Julia with a little doodle. I'm not going to be rude. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be chill. Hi, Angel. What's up? How's the course going? It's going good, man. It's just really complicated. We're working with Aish every day. Aish is helping me out with like the concepts and stuff. There's just so much information and so many slides. You want to see really quickly? I'm going to give you a sneak peek. We was working on the design of eyes today, and we're creating all these, like, it's just so complicated to create, like, you know, all these slides and stuff. Like, we're creating slides for like they're not even ready, like they're in the process. So making these slides right here, like where people like make too wide or too small, and you know the distance between the eyebrows, so you gotta go over it, because I've, you know, throughout fucking teaching the course, I've really learned like all the fucking mistakes people do. So I gotta show like all the mistakes that people are doing and why they're doing them, right? Like, so you can fucking understand. Julia says, hell yeah, sneak peek. Yeah, so like understanding the distance between the eyebrows, understanding the placement of the eyebrows, understanding exactly where they are. So all of this shit just takes fucking long ass time, because like you gotta, you know, really think about all the problems, and then you gotta think about, like, we actually had to create with Age, we had to create like rough slides. So this is like a rough slide that we had to write down. Like, we had to first think about how the video was gonna be, map it out, and then create the original slides. So it's so fucking big and shit that you have to break it down into portion, and it takes like fucking days to just like create one fucking video. But I'm not complaining though. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to explain how much time it really takes. And your fucking head hurts, right? Like, you're just making all these slides and all these mistakes, and like, do this, don't do that, and why you're doing this. That's the biggest thing, is because I don't want to just tell you like do this and just be done with it. Like, I really want to explain what to do, how to do it, why to do it, and what not to do, right? And when you cover that for like each kind of single thing and stuff, especially like lesson 3, it's just fucking, your head hurts. So that's why I might seem tired or rude or something. It's not intentional. I'm having fun. It's just, that's the process. So yeah, when people say, oh, I'm feeling frustrated from all these painting, I'm like, bitch, grow some balls, okay? Fucking, you know, work more. I don't know. Natalie says, your PDFs are so good though. Never seen something so detailed like this. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you so much, Natalie. Shout out to H2. He helps me with everything. So all these slides are going to be in the PDFs. So I'm going to create for each lesson, there's going to be a PDF, and there's already PDFs for lesson 1 and stuff. So if you haven't seen them, and I fucking hate when people don't download the PDFs, you know, it's like, I just to go to fucking time to cover all the fucking mistakes, and then people don't even look at the PDFs. So there's gonna be PDFs for each fucking video, and just kind of like covering all the things that you need to do and not do and stuff. All right, I got too hyped though. See, I can't chill. Don't miss the little progress layer today. Thank you for your critique, and have a nice day. You're welcome. Last week, have a nice day too, I guess. Last week, work on design, fix the issues with chin less contrast. Question, how's the contrast in this works? In layer male sketch 2, could you show me how to make him look into the camera? All right. Where is he looking now? Female sketch 2 is a mess. I was considering not submitting it, but maybe if you show me what to fix, I'll learn from that. So please help me. Bro, have you not learned that I cannot overpaint bad work? It's really hard to overpaint bad work. Oh, but it looks really good though. All right, let's look. So this was last week. Wait, first of all, I got too confused. Who are you? Julia. What exercise are you? 7. Okay, I got it. So this was last week. This is this week. This is fucking gorgeous. I love this one. Love the sketch. Oh my god, look at her lines, bro. Oh my god, damn lines. God, so good. Really good lines. Amazing lines. Ooh, look at that progress. Whoa, look at that progress. He says, thanks, Angel. You're welcome, baby. Thank you, too. Thank you, too, man. This is so cool. Look at her progress in 3 months, bro. This is crazy. I'm going to save this. Wow. I love little testimonials like this. I love it. Julia says, oh, man, you're going to be so frustrated when the course is out and people are still making the same mistakes. I know. But at least, you know what it is? At least when the course is out and y'all motherfuckers is making those mistakes, and at least I can be just... go fucking watch video 3.3 or 3.4 or something. Now I can't really refer you to a video because I don't really have one. So I know people is gonna have the same mistakes. At least I'm gonna have some place to kind of like point them out to. Hope says, I printed out your PDFs and made a book for myself. Bro, that's so cool and kind of illegal too, but I appreciate it. That's really dope. Whatever it fucking takes to just get better, okay? I just want you motherfuckers to get better, man. That's really what it is. Wow. Oh my god, look at that one, bro. God damn. Bro, I think you just graduated lesson 7. Actually, that's lesson 6. I need to see your females. But this is amazing. This is actually lesson 8 male. This is amazing fucking male. This is I wouldn't... Maybe I would change. I always say I wouldn't change a thing, and then I'll change some things. But I think I only changed like this hard edge in here. That's the only thing that I don't really like. But other than that, amazing, bro. Look at them lines. This is one of the best fucking lines I've seen. Gorgeous. This goes directly into the Discord. Good job, Julia, man. A lot of good work. A lot of good work from Julia. Great progress. Amazing portrait in here. This is some male sketches, really good. Another male sketch, really good. This is some female ones. All right. Yeah, this looks a little weird, but I'm thinking it might be good enough for you maybe to try out shading it, or maybe I think maybe next week do only female sketches, so we can kind of like figure out the female sketches, and then we can kind of get you to shading. So amazing job on the males. I think for now just focus completely on the females because your males are just incredible. So work only on female sketches. I want you next week maybe to create like 7-8 female sketches, or how many ever you can. But look at, I don't understand that shit. I don't understand how are the lines of males so fucking good, so silky, right? And then you get to the females, which are supposed to be more beautiful, more silky, and then kind of get these weird ass like big ass cheeks and like the eyebrows. Like look at oh my god. All right, let me show you. Look at the gorgeous eyebrow of this dude, right? Makes me want to suck it out. Like fucking gorgeous, right? Look at the line weight, look at the transitioning, look at how subtle it is. Now look at the female. What the fuck? What do you have against pretty women? I don't understand. Like, this is just super fucking rough. And it's like, is this the sketch that you told me you're not gonna post? Female sketch is a mess. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was going too hard on the thing you told me to not post. But I'm still gonna go hard though. So that's what you're gonna get for, you know, posting what you don't want to post. So biggest problem is that you're still not really confident in the female sketches, so you end up kind of like reworking everything, and you end up with these messy fucking lines. Like look at that eyebrow, like it has a hard edge, and then like a super, like it has this very soft messy line, and then like a thinner but very sharp line. It just looks like this. And then look at the male, fucking 10 out of 10. Okay, so I want you to apply the same shit for the males on the females. Okay, Sebastian says, Elmao Julia, I did exactly the same with the progress at the end of today's submission. Oh, that's really cool. I can't wait to see that. Hope says, which size of the brush you use? Everybody, man, y'all can really message Julia. I think she's on the Discord and ask her some questions. I think that's the really dopest thing of this course and the community is that you can really talk to each other. I think hopefully Julia is open, but she seems like the fucking dopest person ever. So I think she'd be really open to talk to you guys. So if anybody wants to fucking talk to Julia, that's where you really, benefit from this course is you get access to all these people that are already fucking good. So this is amazing, man. This is a great fucking male study. I love this one so much. Now the females, I want you to keep practicing them. This one right here feels like she has this long ass fucking nose, so I'm gonna push it back a little bit. She has this long ass face, so I'm gonna push it up. So this is before and then after. Very subtle shit, right? What was your questions? In layer male sketch, could you show me how to make him look in the camera? Male sketch 2. Oh, you mean this one? Oh no, this one. This one right here. How to make him look in the camera. I think he's already looking in the camera. I think his irises are just too big and he looks like he's stoned. That's the only problem. Is his irises need to be slightly smaller. So all this trash talk, I talked about Kelsey, and now your irises need to be smaller. So that's maybe the only thing. But I think he was already looking in the camera, but it was just too big. So this is before, this is after. Just very, very slightly though. But amazing fucking lines, man. I love. By the way, you have the tendency to put too much space between the nose and the mouth. So that needs to be smaller. So I think I've seen it in your other work. So look at that shit. Let me show you. Before, after, right? So this space right here is too fucking big. I think I saw it in this female sketch right here. Too big. This one is kind of okay. I mean, not okay, but the space. I mean, this one, yeah, this one is slightly bigger too. So be very careful with the space between the mouth and the nose. All right. Kelsey says, really nice work, Julia. That progress is awesome. Yeah, it really is, man. Fucking, this shit keeps me going. Seeing stuff like this, really inspiring. Julia says, females go weird because I go a lot in fourth and it turns out weird. Yes. Sebastian says, confidence in line is key. It really is. That's the part, that's the thing about lesson 7, energy lines, and like lesson 8 and shit, is that you need to like be so confident in your work that your lines look good. And you only bring out confidence when you understand shading. That's why lesson 7 is after the shading. And that's why your males are so good, because you can make good male paintings. So when you can make good male paintings, your sketches get better. So it's really like a cycle, right? Like your paintings get better, your sketches get better, your paintings get better. So it really is like you got to work on your sketches until they're good enough, then work on your shading, then go back to your lines, and then go back to the paintings. That's really how it works. Julia says, oh, okay, thank you for pointing that out, Angel. You're welcome, girl. Keep going. I want to see more female sketches, okay? You got a lot of potential, man. Julia has so much potential. I can't wait to see, like, you. Oh, my God, this was last week? This was only last week, bro? She really went from here to here in, like, a week? That's crazy, bro. That's really crazy. Amazing. Love that portrait. Good job, Julia. Good job. All right, I feel like I need to pee, but let's keep going. Next up, Pukna. Hi, Angel. I like how you spell my name in Bulgarian. What's up? Last week you asked me 1 male painting and 3 female. I like how you said ask me. Bitch, I asked you for shit. I told you to do it so you can get better. I'm not... I like how the ask like... Alright, I'm too fucking weird. I keep trying to stay away from the logo highlights and too much contrast. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Pukna. Oh, thank you, baby. You're so nice. I'm sorry. I'm just a piece of shit. Last week, all right, so this was pretty good. Yeah, it's just really the rendering is a little tight, and the sketches are like a little tight too. So this is a male one. Okay, this is pretty cool. I love the hair. I love how 3D the hair looks. That's pretty cool. Okay. Ooh, but that one looks dope though. I love this one. Okay, all right, this one's pretty cool. And then this one. All right. So biggest thing right now, who was that again? Pukna. Yeah. Biggest thing, Pukna, right now is that you end up overworking your work, which is okay because that's the stage that you're on. But you need to like get more comfortable. I think it's kind of similar to Julia, right? Like you're just working so hard on the females that it ends up looking very stiff, So it kind of defeats the purpose of an energy sketch, but it's okay. But let me show you some points in this female sketch because she looks like that. All right, this is too exaggerated. Let me just fix it. So her forehead looks very straight, so it's supposed to be more round. This is supposed to go down, and the whole hair is supposed to go up and be more round. So look at the difference in that. And then the nose is supposed to come out a little bit, and the mouth is supposed to go out, and the whole eye is supposed to go back, right? So look at that shit. Look at it before and then after, right? Look at the difference, especially look in this area when I turn it on and off. So look, right? Before, after, before, after, before, after, right? So this roundness right here is especially important for that portrait kind of view to show the roundness of the head. If you make it like a fucking square, she's gonna look like a fucking square. So don't do that. Other than that, pretty good sketch. I think it might be ready to maybe try out some shading. So maybe, yeah, maybe experiment with some shading. So move on to exercise 8, and because your lines seem to be a little bit stiff, but they have really good line weight. I think with Julia, it was kind of lacking a little bit of that. Let me see. Yeah. I don't know, or maybe just a couple more female sketch. Yeah, I actually know what, I take my words back. Do a couple more female sketches, and then you can kind of move on to exercise 8, because I want you to really like get the subtleties of the females first. So this one is really good. If all of your work look like that, I think I'd let you into shading females. But this one with the square ass forehead, and this one with them crazy ass eyes and stuff. So this needs to be like lower, and they need to be like they're too like, I don't know what it is, like they're too flat. Like the reference, yeah, she has slightly closed eyes, but they're not that closed, right? So you need to open them slightly more. So this here right here. So look at it before, after, before, after. See how narrow they kind of looked? So very, very important. And then also I think you might be working with too small of a brush. So that eyebrow has this very small line. So let me erase that, and let me show you with a bigger brush how much more natural it's gonna look, right? So working with a bigger brush, this here right here, that's what I'm talking about, right? So look at the line before and then after, right? Before, after. So I think yours was just too sharp. Like you ended up over kind of like exaggerating it. I like how Kelsey said, congrats, Pugna. Well, congrats, but not really. So do another week, and then we can kind of get you into exercise 8. But I want to see a couple more female sketches. The male ones, this feels a little weird, a little bit like you still have those very hard edges, but I think we can kind of tackle those into females. So I love, man, it's so weird. It really, you really have the work of a designer. Like your shapes, like your shapes are so clear, and the shadows are so clear, but they're kind of lacking that female sort of not female, but that painterly kind of a look. Also, look at this liquefy. So before and then after. So the whole face was kind of like, you know, a little bit pushed. But very clear hair though. I love the hair. I love the eyebrow. Yeah, I think this is good enough for now for the males. So maybe for next week, just focus on a lot of female sketches. So both Julia and Pukna, you're very like close to each other in terms of level and stuff. So I want you to just kind of do some female sketches, and we're gonna see how that goes. Ray says, question, Angel, can you put a mark on the pieces you send to the Discord so people can distinguish between good work others should study, and OP'd work? A few people have been studying everything in there, and as if there's all model answers. That's a good point. That's a good point. So maybe I can like, yeah, I'm trying to post only like good work in there, but I guess yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. So maybe I need to start doing that. That actually, you know what? I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about like posting the good work in you know, in the pages as a pin. So when you go to like, let me see, I would need to do that more in the future though. So when you go into like lesson 3 or like lesson 7 or something, if you go to the pinned messages, which I don't really have, but in the future I will have, there's gonna be all the good works in here, Bro, what is that though? She looks like broken. And in the overpaints, I'm just gonna post all the work from this week. But yeah, maybe I can kind of do a little something. Maybe in here with the Julia says, maybe I can just write. I don't know. What do you want me to write? Maybe think it out and propose me something that you have an idea of. Cause I love like changing shit. I just, I want to see how you guys propose it. So let me just write in here, maybe like gorgeous work or something. Or maybe study this. I don't know. It's a good point though. Study this. Oh, this is so fucking good though. Amazing work. All right, y'all propose me some shit. Maybe writing on an email or something. And then we can kind of talk it out. Cause that's a good idea. I need to do more of that. Ree says pins are cool, but a clear green mark on the good stuff or something would be perfect. Okay, that's a good point. Green check. All right, that's a good word. That's some good shit. Maybe put like a green mark. Yeah, we actually use that with H. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a little PNG, like a little PNG of a. Okay, we just came up with some new shit. I love when we come up with some new shit. All right, I'm gonna try to do that in the future. So everybody who gets like a clean, not a clean, but everybody gets like a green tick is just great, amazing fucking work. So maybe call this amazing work or something like that. Astrid says that was the sketch I posted. I'm sorry, Astrid, that was kind of trash, bro. Green mark. Russ says, yeah, Angel, gonna put good work on a pin because I always study the work in the pins. All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do some work in the pins. Let me see then. Let me put a green kind of check. It's gonna be. I'm afraid that it's gonna feed your ego too, though. I mean, I got problems with ego, but I don't want people to start feeling like I want the green tick, But maybe that should be a goal, though. Maybe the green tick should be like, yeah, I want the green tick too. All right. Well, Julia gets the green tick. Anybody else in here gets a green tick? This one is pretty close to getting a green tick, I think, but. I don't know what the green tick should be about though. Like the green tick should be like study this, or should the green tick be like wow, or what is the green tick? Can anybody propose like what the green tick should be about? Is it about wow work, or is it just like good enough to study? I'm gonna have to think about that. But yeah, this one by Reese gets a green tick. Let me see which else. I think that's pretty much it. This one is very close to getting a green tick, but it was not very line enough. So yeah. Russ says now everybody wants the green tick. Well, keep working and you're gonna get it. Shit. Astrid says, yeah, for the advanced level, there are not so many examples, so I'd appreciate pins for those as well. Okay, good shit. I'm gonna post some pins. Appreciate you guys giving me feedback, man. I appreciate that shit. Ray says just good enough to study. Green tick equals study this. Okay. But it needs to be like pretty good in order to get a green tick though, because I want to make you study some whack ass shit. So all right, I'm gonna see though. I really want it to be kind of like outstanding in order to get kind of not outstanding. I'm gonna have to think about it. I think for this week, these are the works that get a green tick, because if I see an issue with it, you have to fix the issue before getting a green tick and shit. All right, we just invented some shit. That felt good. Zach says probably work is it's hard to determine what is wow and what's good. All right, yeah, I'm gonna think about it. And the green ticks are gonna go into the pins. Kelsey says, or 2 ticks for wow. Nah, that seems a little pushy. Yeah, I think just the green tick is be like, this is really good. Study that shit. And then with time, that's the thing though. I don't want too many works to have green ticks. I want to have enough so you guys can like, and slowly we're gonna develop more and more ticks. So the you know what I'm saying. Russ says 3 ticks for crazy. All right, now you're just spamming. All right, let's keep going though. So this was Pukna, man. Keep going. Next up we have Sebastian. Oh, this looks a little weird. Hi, Angel. Hope you're doing well. Last week you told me to do a couple more exercise 6 and trying to get softer as always. I'm actually really confident about this week's work. Get some great feedback from the boys Sasha, H, and Reese. All right, I'm gonna see. Shout out to them, bro. So let's see what you think about paintings. Appreciate your feedback. Found an old first attempt of shading from 4 weeks ago and included as a mileage layer at the end. I'm really thankful for your course. I improved so much in the last couple of months. I'm really grateful, man. I'm really grateful for I'm grateful for everybody because that's why I'm here. But I'm especially like super grateful to the people that are like working super hard because y'all really, inspire beginners and you make it kind of go even faster. So I appreciate that. But that female is trash though. I'm sorry. All right. Let's see. So this is the text. This is last week. Yeah, last week was pretty cool. Let's see this week, man. Y'all got the confidence. So let's see. You're gonna get a green tick or not? This is now the green tick shit. All right. This week. All right. This one is really good. This one is pretty good. Ooh, though that shit good. All right. I see you. All right. Ooh, okay. This one, you kind of softening shit. Mileage, let's go. Oh my god. Oh wow, what the fuck? 6 week of shading progress, bro. This deserves a fucking tick. This deserves 11 fucking ticks. I'm just gonna just copy paste fucking ticks and shit, bro. This deserves this should be like this, This is the fucking overviews of the ticks. I'm just gonna post this as a meme though. Alright. No, this looks ugly as shit. Good job though. Amazing progress. I'm gonna post this one on the Discord. Let me make it smaller. Amazing, bro. Amazing. You really can do this shit. You really can do this shit. Sebastian. Alright. Let me see kinda like some of the work. So yeah. It's really, really good. I'm thinking it might be good enough to start painting some females. Like it's definitely not like like wow, but I think it's good enough for you to study females. I think it's gonna get wow when bow wow when you really like understand more of the females and stuff. But I think it's good enough for you to like start studying females. I think it's not the level of wait, who it was that got the green tick though? Oh yeah, Julia. So it's not the level of this year right here, but I think it's definitely good enough for you to like maybe start out some females. So good job, congratulations. Get to lesson 7. Paint more women though. Yo's women is trash. Keep on doing the males though. I want to see a little bit more males so you can kind of gain that confidence. So keep doing males, and I want to see you kind of like experimenting with some female sketches. So email me if you need those references, and good job. I don't know if it deserves like a tick and stuff. Maybe this one. It still feels a little rough, to be honest. Like I think it deserves like not deserves, but it needs a little bit more softening in some places. But again, I think that's part of like female shading. So I think you're gonna understand that more in like lesson 8 and stuff. But for now, maybe like in the back or something like this. By the way, can we add a green tick to an overpaint? Like cause technically if I overpaint something and it turns like really good, you can study that, and green tick means fucking study. So maybe if I overpaint something and it like now deserves a green tick, but then you're not gonna then you're gonna know that you didn't really deserve the green tick though. It just came from the overpaint. Oh, that's a Kazas. What is it, Kazas? That's like a interesting concept. So I guess those are the little things that I do for the portrait. Very, very subtle things. I'm thinking maybe the eye is a little over detailed and it's a little too small. Like I don't like this line that kind of goes around the eye, like this dark ass line that just kind of like looks like an outline. So I think your eye might be overly detailed and it might be like too sharp or something. Not too sharp, like it's weird. Yeah, so I think I'll just add a little bit of softening, a little bit more in the back triangle, a little bit of that shit right here. Everybody's saying congrats to Sebastian, bro. But yeah, congrats. This is incredible fucking progress. This does deserve a green tick now though. That now that it like maybe pushing the shadow below in here. All right, now I'm afraid that the green ticks are gonna lead to some frustration from people though. And people are gonna be like, why doesn't my work get a green tick? Huh? I don't understand. I've been working my ass off for a green tick. Reese says green ticks was meant to be about what other students should study, not the person who did the painting. If you fix something into a wow angel, just mark so students can learn. All right, that's a good point. Thank you, Reese. That's a good point. Yeah, it's not about the person, it's about the student. Okay, and that's gonna take away a little bit from the pride. It's gonna take a little bit from like, you know, I deserve the green tick. It's more gonna be like, yeah, that's good enough to study. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's just you gotta develop the, you know, the philosophy of it and stuff. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna simplify a little bit right here into the neck. The chin was like slightly too big, and then the cheekbone was overly simplified, and then I think I'd introduce a couple of brush strokes into here, and then maybe the forehead is like too dark, so something like that. But yeah, that definitely needs to be studied by other people. So let me get that green shit. All right, I'm not gonna overblow it though. I'm not gonna be like, you get a green tick, or would I? I don't know. All right, good shit, good shit. By the way, the green ticks are also gonna help me afterwards to know which to post on the pins, so this is useful. Good job, Sebastian, man. Looking forward to seeing your females. All right, next up, Stepan. Hey Angel, last time you said to mainly focus on my lines and to add 3 lines and 1 shading. I feel like some improvement happened, but the lines can be improved further. I'd like some feedback on how to make them even better. Is the hair on the shading too simple, or is it fine like that? I feel like I could have pushed it further, but most changes which I did looked more bad, so I kept going back. Have a nice day in stream. Thank you. So this was last week. Yeah, it was looking a little blurry and weird. Here, look over here. Okay. Ooh, all right. I like this one right here. This one looks pretty cool. Yeah, this feels a little messy. Oh, so I told you to mainly do sketches. Is that what it is? Last time you said to mainly focus on my lines. Yes. Okay. Yeah, your lines were like just very messy and shit. So I think your lines are still like too messy. I think what you can do, I was talking now this with Asian stuff. Should there be like planes of the head in lesson 5? And I don't think that's really necessary. So I think for you right now, maybe just fade them away more. So keep drawing the planes, of course, but when you start shading, fade away them more, and when you start really shading and stuff, just kind of like remove them and stuff, but keep on drawing them. But the main thing right now is just to clean up your sketches. So I want you to keep doing a little bit more sketches. Let me look at the shading. Yeah, and then I want the shading to be like, yeah, that shading needs some work too. So let me first talk about the lines. So I want you for next week to do a couple more sketches and then really clean them up. So what I mean by that is use more of the eraser, build up the lines, kind of get them more crisp and stuff. Right now they look a little blurry. So you're building up some line weight. So in terms of value, it looks good. It's just not clear enough, you know, like it's just a little messy. So that's the biggest thing, is just cleaning up your sketches. Let me see. And then the shading, I'm thinking in lesson 4, so this stage right here is kind of good, not really. I don't know, man, like you seem to be a little, you know, frustrated about exactly what lesson 5 is about. And I think somebody had like a really good lesson 5 in here. I forget who it was, but you need to be thinking more about the bigger shapes. Like right now you kind of start thinking about all the small things, and it just ends up very kind of messy. So I think maybe go to lesson 4 and practice only lesson 4s, because right now it feels very kind of like you know, soft and like messy. So I think what I'm doing right now is I'm just removing all the detail and adding only one shadow, and it looks a lot better. So maybe work a little bit on cleaning up your lines, and then work on only lesson 4 shading for now. So maybe forget about the lesson 5 thing for now, and only do this stuff right here, because that's what is really the issue, is you not understanding the shadow. And then clean up the lines. So clean up the lines, and then work on lesson 4. All right. Sebastian says, Angel, I'm confused now. Am I in exercise 7 or 8? Because you said I'm ready for females in general. No, I mean, and I learn softening in females. No, no. What's the homework for Sebastian again? Okay, that's a good point. What I meant is you're ready to start sketching out females. You're not ready to start shading females. What I meant is that you need to work more on your shading, but that's gonna happen naturally when you kind of like get to lesson 8 and stuff. So for now, keep like maybe for next week, all right, I'm gonna give you very specific things so you don't get confused. So for next week, maybe do one shading of a male, one male shading, and then do female sketches. So maybe do 4 to 5 female sketches, okay? And then we're gonna work on that female shading, which is also gonna help you with the male shading, but that's gonna happen later. So for now, one male shading and 4 to 5 female sketches. All right. Then we have Spruce, man. Hi, Angel. I stayed on lesson 5 this week to get more comfortable with it, and I move on. Stepan says, okay, boss, you're welcome, man. Keep going. Comfortable before I move on to lesson 6. I know I'm not pushing the design of the hair enough. I'll work on it for next week. All right, so this was last week, and then this is this week. All right, I like this. This one, all right. Yeah, so I think you're ready to just start maybe merging in something, because your work feels a little weird, and I think the best thing to do right now is to start really softening it and trying to get it more clear, because you're starting to get your this is something that Aish told me, and it was very kind of good point. The more people kind of like try to fix their lesson 5, like that was not it. He said that if people stay too long in lesson 5, they're gonna end up with like messy work. So it's better to actually understand values and kind of edges in lesson 5, and then just get into lesson 6 and understand all the like key concepts in lesson 6, because that's where you kind of like start softening. You really start like sort of merging and kind of like using more of the smudge. So that's what I want you to do for now, Spruce, is move on to exercise 6, merge your work, and start doing this thing right I'm doing right now, which is really refining. So I want you to like really soften stuff. So look at it before and look at it after, right? So you have that good foundation, kind of, but also actually, you know, your values are a little weird in some places. Like for example, the eyes are too bright, so you need to go darker in the line, in the eyes. Your shadows in some places are not dark enough, so maybe work on that too. Like below the neck needs to be darker. So this whole area right here needs to be a lot darker, like right here. And then the eyebrows need to be darker, and the like irises need to be darker. So maybe get your values darker and then start softening, and that's just gonna make your work a lot better. So this is before and this is after. So I'm gonna save this one for the Discord so you can check out the Ova paint. This one feels a little weird because the jaw is too low, so this needs to go higher. So this is before, after, right? And then it's just too muddy, right? So you need to clean up stuff. You need to kind of like, people just take this thing too like too literal. Like this thing with the cheekbone, like they just kind of make it too rough. You need to understand that, you know, we use the planes, but we're not like a, you know, a slave to them. Like people just end up shading only the planes, and that's because my trashy ass tutorials, my fucking tutorials suck so much from before. So it's all about you just kind of like understanding more the deeper planes, and that just really happens in exercise 6. So I want you to move on, start really like trying to go softer and trying to kind of like understand really the reference in the deeper planes. Like for example, yes, the cheekbone would be in here, right? Or actually a little bit kind of like that. But if you look at the reference, the darkness is actually here, down here, right? So that needs to be kind of lower. You need to kind of like think about how you're going to show that cheekbone, but at the same time, how are you going to show the shading in the reference, you know? And that really is kind of what people call rendering. I just kind of call it refining, because it's like, it implies that you already have good information and you're just kind of like really softening. But I don't know, like it's still like a little fuzzy to me exactly how people need to transition from lesson 4 from lesson 5 and 6, because I still don't really have those tutorials and shit, but I'm really sure that with time it's gonna get a lot better. But I think for now the biggest thing would be going darker with your values. Like right now it's just not dark enough, so keep doing this and go darker. Like look at right here, look at the eyebrows, look at the cheekbone, like right here. This needs to be darker, this needs to be darker, this right here needs to be darker, this needs to be darker. The whole plane under the nose needs to be darker, this thing needs to be darker. The lips themselves need to be darker. And once you go darker, then you kind of merge everything and you go softer. So darken everything. There needs to be like a soft kind of like edge coming from the top that needs to be softer, that needs to be darker. So look at that. Stage 1, go darker. Then stage 2, get the smudge and start going softer, right? And then you really start kind of like refining stuff. So I think you're right on the edge from moving to exercise 5, but because you have really good sketches and stuff, you're not really good, but it's just good enough. But yeah, you definitely need to go darker. So maybe do another week of going darker, or maybe move on to maybe merging right now. But that's the biggest problems, going dark and then softening. Okay, Derp Mule says, thanks Angel, I'll try what you said. Who is Derp Mule? You're welcome. Is that Spruce? I haven't seen you. This is Spruce's other account. Oh, okay. All right. You're welcome, Spruce. Keep going, man. All right, next up, Span then. Hey, Angel. Last time you said I had problems with the values of lesson 4 shadows. Please tell me if I fixed them this week. I don't really have anything to ask or say this week. Roast away. All right. So this is last week. What was the thing? You had problems with my values in lesson 4. I think this is pretty good, actually. Drawing one most recent. Oh, I like this one. Oh yeah, so the biggest thing is, this one is pretty good though. The biggest thing is last recent is your proportions. So you have pretty bad proportions. Like if you, let me show you. So this is Prue's work from the same reference, right? So you can kind of see how his is not as developed, but it just looks so much better, right? So look at the difference between yours and his. So I'm gonna post this right next to each other so you can see the proportionate issues. So you have some proportionate issues that make it seem like really weird. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna post the whole thing. So your shading is actually, I feel like, better than Spruce. Like it's softer in places, like it just looks better, but the proportions is pretty bad. So I want you to work on fixing your proportions, and maybe maybe just focus on some sketches right now, because you have some problems with eyes and stuff, and it's gonna be hard to move on to exercise 6 if you have problems with the lines. So maybe check out this work right here that I posted so you can see the difference between yours and his, and work on your proportions for now. So maybe for next week, just do like 5 to 6 sketches or something, but just focus on a lot of understanding the proportion. Maybe not even do a lot of work, but just kind of not focus on the quantity, but focus on the quality, right? So look at how much more this nose look like it's opened up, and we're looking like it's above us, and we're looking down, like up on it, and then yours just looks very basic, right? And it's the same with the eyes. Look at how these eyes are very clear, they're very open, and then yours are just very kind of closed and stuff. So a lot of the issues in this painting comes from bad proportions and like lines and stuff. This one is a lot better though. I like the lines in here, but this one, the eyes feel kind of trash. So I'm gonna post this, do some sketches, and I'm gonna see you next week. Did I post it though? Oh yeah, I did. All right, good shit. Next up, we have Kira, bro. Hey Angel, last time you said that I need to make more various edges and push values more. Couple of questions about this portrait. Do I need to push edges more on the left side? I think that if I do, it will completely look black. So this was last time. Yeah, understanding kind of like some values is important right now. Yeah, this is good enough in terms of darkness. You shouldn't go dark enough, like darker than this. I always say go as dark as like around 10%. Don't go lower than 10% because you're gonna lose, you know, the feel of it. Like it's just gonna feel very flat. Number two, also check the nose. I was trying to show the separation between the wings and the places around them. Does it feel good enough or should I try to show it cleaner? All right, so the nose. Oh, so you did only one work though? Spandy says, got it, Angel. You're welcome, Spandy. Okay, so I think you definitely introduced some like softness in there, but now I think it's too much. So I want you to find a balance between the hard edges and those softer edges. So what I'm doing right now is I love the kind of like gradients that you have, but now it just feels a little dirty and a little muddy. So if you just kind of bring back the clarity and you keep kind of like some of the softness, it's just gonna look gorgeous. But I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking this is a little bit close to like lesson 6 shit. But no, actually, I think you can like play around with softness and hardness in lesson 5. So maybe do more work like this. Just bring up some more like hard edges into this and do more work. Like, why is this there only one? Like, I want to see more work from you. The nose feels pretty good though, so you definitely improved your design. I can't believe this is Kiro's design. His design used to be very bad. It's a lot better now. So this is definitely better than last week. There's a lot more variation in the in the values. I'm just saying, bring in some clarity now. So look at that shadow in the nose. Look at the shadow on the side. Look at the planes. Look at this cheekbone. So everything is a lot more clear, right? Other than that, yeah, just need to see more work. But keep doing this stuff. I'm thinking, yeah, I want to see another one like this, and then I think you might be ready for some lesson 6 shit. But yeah, just bring in some harder edges, and we're gonna see you next week. All right, Zuni, bro. Hey, Angel, what's up? Doing pretty good. I haven't submitted in the past couple of weeks due to my job. Oh, jobs fucking suck. This week, I'm sending you 3 more paintings of exercise 5. Please let me know your feedback. Thanks so much, Zuni. All right, you're welcome. So this was last week. Yeah, just very kind of like, very not developed, like just very light and stuff. This is this week. Okay. All right, this feels pretty good. This is kind of cool. This is very clear. Ooh, okay. Okay. And then this one, wow, really good shit. Really good stuff. Okay. I think you might be ready to maybe move on to exercise 6, bro. I love this. Look at the fucking sketch. Yeah, this is really good. This is really, really good. I'm thinking only just to kind of push a little bit of the cheekbone right here with some darkness and maybe push this side of the forehead more. So that would be the only thing. Other than that, really good shit. Yeah, I think you're definitely ready. So congratulations. Move on to exercise 6. This is somebody who definitely deserves exercise 6 shit. This might even like, yeah, you just need a little bit more kind of like rendering experience and stuff, but y'all love your lines. This definitely needs a dig, by the way. This is some gorgeous shit. Okay, so I'm gonna save this one for the Discord. So good job. Who was that again? Zuni. All right, good job, Zuni, man. Looking forward to seeing more. I love how clear it became. Like, it was clear before, but it wasn't really developed. Now it looks a lot more developed. So good fucking job. All right, next up. Oh, that was everybody in exercise 5. So now we got people in exercise 4. Hey, Angel, how you doing? A little tired, but thank you. Last week feedback. Pay attention to not lose the sketch quality. Do the shadows darker. I understand it is be careful with the values. Yes, darker when it's dark, lighter when it's light. Yes. What do you think about this week's work? Thanks for everything. You're welcome. Great. Reese says, great job, Zuni. Yeah, man, Zuni fucking killed it. So this was last week. Yeah, this was pretty good. This was pretty good. It's just a little, you know, a little value check and a little line things. And then this is this week. All right. Ooh, but them lines though. I was just about to say your shading is pretty good, but the lines, bro, the lines need some work. The lines definitely need some work. So let me show you this in here. It just feels like you're not pushing it enough, right? Like there's not enough line variation. The design is not like where it needs to be. Kind of like with this eye right here, it's just not clear enough. You know, it just feels a little. First of all, it feels like there's not enough weight, so you need to develop it more. And then it feels like it needs to be more clear. So everything, by the way, me and Age developed like the 8 principles of line weight and design. Can't wait to show you that shit. bro, they're gonna have so many people with the goddamn line weight and shit. So really important to build it up more. So first of all, use a slightly bigger brush. So get a, this is very bad because I can't, first of all, the pixels are small. And then second of all, you can't build up small lines. So work with a bigger brush because you can't build up small lines. It's really, really hard to build up when you have these very small kind of lines. So work with a bigger brush. And for now, like I want you to work on a lot of sketches. So maybe for next week, your shading is really good. I mean, yeah, good enough for you to move on to lesson 5. But the line weight needs some work. So maybe for next week, do 2 or 3 sketches and do 1 shading. So 1 lesson 4 and then 2 and 3 line weight, or maybe submit only for the line weight so I can spend more time talking about there. But your line weight needs some work because you're not varying your lines enough and you need to work on the lines. This was Nick. All right, next up, didn't Nick have really good lines though? What happened? Or was that another Nick? I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting confused with another Nick. Yeah, but work on the lines a little bit though. Next up, Matt. Hey, Angel, last submission March 30th. Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. You told me to put in more mileage. I realized that I was submitting weekly whether or not I had progress to show from that week. I now understand that there's no point in submitting for critique if I don't fully comprehend the exercise. Yeah. I still want to see from you guys. Like, I want to see you weekly and I want to see what you do. But if you don't feel like you progressed at all, it would be better just to work more. But ultimately, I want you to be working every week like 2 to 3 paintings. And then if you do the 2 to 3 paintings and apply the feedback, I feel like you're gonna progress. I feel as though I have better grabs this week. Am I using proper placements of soft and hard edges? So this was last week. Yeah, the edges were a little weak. This is yeah, definitely. And then this is this week, new files. All right. Yeah, this is better. This is better. I don't know if it'd be ready for lesson 5, but it's definitely a lot better. Like before, it was just very harsh in stuff. Like this one in here is just super harsh. Now it's more kind of, you know, balanced, but it still needs to be pushed more. So with, for example, with this one right here, you need more like, let me show you. First of all, this would be a drop shadow. So this in here needs a hard edge. So you need to understand that for drop shadows, you use a hard edge, and then for core shadows, you use a soft edge. So you actually like did the opposite. Like you had soft edges on this side and hard edges on this side. It's the opposite. You need hard edges on this side and then softer edges on, not super soft of course, but softer on this side. You need to vary it. So I'm gonna add like a hard edge in here, then like a softer edge. I'm gonna lower this cheekbone because it seems too high, and then I'm gonna vary the hard edge and the soft edge. I'm gonna make it slightly softer than this one in the other side because this is a drop and this is a hard. This is a drop and this is a core. And then in here the nose is just too complicated, so I just wouldn't really draw that, and then maybe keep it kind of like simple with this. So just kind of soften this in here, or maybe just entirely erase that. Yeah, I think it, let me see, either entirely erase it. Yeah, I think this is a mid-tone. I don't think you really need that nose kind of there. So erase that shit and then simplify this shadow in here and add more of a soft edge. And then in here there's too many shadows around the chin. Like the whole chin is actually in light. The only place you have shadow is the shadow that's being dropped from the lips, and then around it it's gonna be light, you know. Your sketches are pretty cool though. So don't have mid-tones, and then think about a soft and a hard edge. So I'm gonna post this one on the Discord. Let me put it side to side so you can see the difference. And I want you to do a couple more, okay? So be very careful with the hard and soft edges, and be careful to not add mid-tones. Boom, and then boom. All right, saving that. Good job, Matt. Keep doing more, man. All right, next up we have May. Hello Angel, last submission you told me to work on my local colors as they're too dark and to be more confident in my shapes. Okay, this week, did I put enough contrast for the local colors? It's local value though. Colors is when you have color, local value. How are my shadow shapes, edges? Are there any significant problems I should work on? As always, thank you for your time and hope you have a good rest of the week. Thank you, you too. So this was last week. Yeah, very kind of soft in the local color. I keep calling it local color. I'm such a fucking hypocrite. And this is this week. Okay, this is better. This is slightly better. All right. Okay, so your local values are now a lot better. They're definitely a lot better, but the shapes could still get some improvement. So this in here, let me just kind of overpaint it so I can show you. So it's really the shapes, like, and maybe the edges. So you're not varying the edges enough, and you don't like have really good shapes, and you have all this messiness around here. Like, why does this have this fucking shadow? Is that supposed to be a drop shadow from the hair or something? Looks very goofy. Don't have that. Very clear. Remove that shit right here. Goofy as shit. Also, what is this little line in here? Just simplify more, man. Exercise 4 is just about understanding soft versus hard and then just simplifying. You know, like, I guess not really simplifying, but understanding the basic shadow. Like, people just make it so complicated and stuff. Of course, because I don't really have a tutorial, so I understand why. And then the bottom part of the nose, I draw in shadow, so this whole thing needs to be in shadow, and then this needs to be like a little more clear. And then the shape in here gonna be probably with a hard edge on the cheekbone and then a softer edge down here. So look at what I'm doing. I'm putting a hard edge, then the blue is a soft edge, and then the red is again hard edge. So hard, soft, hard. You know, like just kind of transitioning those edges is gonna make it look a lot more, just a lot better. So clarifying stuff and having shadow on the lower part of the nose and having more hard edges and kind of like clearing up the shadow shape and making like better design and stuff. So I think that's the biggest thing that you need to work on. This one in here as well. So just not enough hard edges. So you kind of like, you're still very new to smudging. I can kind of see that. So your smudging feels very unnatural. So maybe do a couple more where you kind of like practice smudging and making it look more natural, and have some harder edges in there and work on the shape. But you're getting very close though. I just want to see more. So this is probably the best example. So before and then after. Let me post this one on the Discord too. Okay, have to drag this one. Oh shit. All right. So keep doing a couple more. Wait, I didn't. Wait, is that? Oh yeah. So you're getting closer, man. Keep going with this shit. All right. Next up, Lloyd, man. Hi, Angel. Sorry for the long text. Alright, well, you should be. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you too. I passed on week 92 and I took my time before submitting. Good job. Still very new to shading, and I could see that there's a huge learning curve, so I take my time on this lesson. Alright, there really is. I observe that these are my problems. I'm having a hard time identifying soft and hard edges on the face. I don't know how to shade clothes. Ha ha ha. You shouldn't be shading clothes. You should just need to have a dark or a light value. Hoping you can help me figure this out and other issues that you can see. It's okay to roast me since I value all your teachings. Well, thank you. Every roast holds a gem of learning, and that's what matters to me. Wow, you sound like you really got that warrior mindset though. Really good lines. Great lines. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is some good shading. Oh, this one is a little weird. Only did 2. I'll make sure to make 3 next time. Alright, but don't get your lines worse though. Keep doing this good. It always be motherfuckers, they have good lines and then they just kind of like keep getting their lines worse. Like as they're progressing with their sketch, with their shading, their lines get worse. But this is really good. I think the biggest thing is just doing more so you can kind of develop more of that confidence. So in here, I would really push this edge in here just to be more kind of hard, you know? So just do more so you can develop more confidence and do harder edges. But I think you really understand where the shadows need to go. And I think you understand the values. Maybe the values in here need to be darker. Yeah, maybe in here. Now in here it's pretty cool because maybe slightly. Yeah, so slightly get this darker, and then this needs to be a lot darker. And keep doing more, and then keep introducing more harder edges where there's a drop shadow. So in here, in the eye, there needs to be a very hard edge because that's gonna be a drop shadow. So this right here, very hard edge. This right here, very hard edge. So that's the biggest thing. So do a couple more. All right, and then finally we have Ivy Man. Hello, Angel. Last week's feedback. Shading okay, but lines need work. Let me know if my lines are okay now or still needs improvement. That's all. Have a nice day. Thank you. All right, so this was last week. Oh yeah, them lines needed some work. This is also last week. This is this week. Bro, what's up? What's up with them eyebrows, bro? Oh my god, I can't wait to release that tutorial on eyebrows. First of all, always draw the eyebrows with the two shapes. So have the two shapes there no matter what it looks like, okay? I won't actually, you know what, I'm gonna save this and put it in the course because I'm recording the kind of like the thing. I'm sorry, you're gonna be a bad example. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys, but on the course there's gonna be a lot of your guys' work as good and bad examples. So if you see your work in the course, you know, I'm just trying to teach and stuff, so probably yeah, don't get offended. Bad eyebrows. Okay, so really important, keep two shapes. So have the triangle, have the rectangle there, and have it thinking about the glabella. So even if it looks like this person has these very stretched out eyebrows, you still need to like make him like that and think about that glabella right here, right? That's the plane between the eyes. Right now, you just have these eyebrows kind of like flowing in the air and they're not really connected to any planes and stuff. So when you draw the full eyebrows, he actually looks a lot more like the image in the reference. It's so funny. People think like, oh, but no, he doesn't look like that. But that actually, not only does it make him look better, but it makes him look more like the person. So this here right here just looks very, very weird. So always have the two shapes. All right. Yeah, your shading is still not really that confident. So in your lines also could use a little bit more work. So I think with the biggest thing in lines is just kind of like clarifying them a little bit more. Let me see number 3. Yeah, I think a little bit more practice with the lines, kind of like introducing more confidence. That would be the biggest thing, is just like being more clear in your lines and building them more. So look at this thing that I just did. Let me do a couple more and then I can kind of show you. So look at this before and then after. See what I did with that kind of like whole side of the face is I just kind of build up the lines and they just look like they're more, and then in here I might add a little bit of line variation and make them kind of lighter. So you're trying to show the line variation through not building them up, and that just looks very kind of like undeveloped, like it looks unfinished, you know. So I'd rather build up the lines and then maybe try to fade them away or try to erase them than just leave them out unfinished like how you had them before. So that's the biggest thing, is just kind of making them, and then also making them slightly sharper. Like I think all of your lines are like slightly blurry, so introducing a little bit more sharpness in your lines. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using the eraser to what we call carving. So I'm carving out the shapes, right? So I'm making them more clear. I'm kind of like using the eraser to really show where the lines need to be clear. So this shit right here. Let me just do a couple more so I can show you. So look at that eye before and after, right? It just felt like it was a little blurry, right? So introducing a little bit more build up, kind of like fading it away in certain places, and then also making your lines sharper. So I'm gonna post this one on the Discord. Maybe just post it like this. Let me see. I want to be this on the left though. So you have line variation, but I think it might be too much. So you're like your iris looks darker than the cheek, but it just looks like it's not, you know, kind of like clear enough, and that kind of stops it. I like how you try to make that line darker, but now it just looks too blurry. So that's the biggest thing to work on. And then of course shadows, you need to make like build some confidence and stuff, but the lines need to be more clear, and then keep doing the shadow thing. All right, I feel like I'm tired now. So this is it for this week, man. Not this week, but for this live stream, I feel very tired, but I appreciate everybody working hard. Keep